I don't even know why I even watch anything on the TV. I mean, I'm watching Rebel, and they're talking about 2 power lifters, female ones with the ding dongs, that won competitions over women as women, and to me, that shouldn't be right. I mean, I don't know. Let me know where I'm wrong. I think I got, like I don't know, if women want this to continue, I don't I guess it's up to them, you know what I mean? But anyways, there are some women trying to stand up. There is a weightlifter I told you guys about before, how she beat alcoholism, became a better person through powerlifting. It became her passion, her goal to get her by, to give her strength. Well, she doesn't agree with having to deal with men, and, she's facing a 2-year ban from the sport for saying, "Hey, girls have a vagina, boys have a penis." I don't know, like, it's all sorts of weird, but this is what I was thinking. Like, I honestly and I'm not saying this for sure, I don't know. Dylan Mulvaney might be for sure. He's out there promoting for to wanting to be a woman, and that he was at some point talking about getting the change and the surge and all that stuff, right? So, I don't know, maybe Dylan hasn't made enough money off of this. Maybe we could put together one of those Dagbarn things where you ask and you beg for money, and we could all get the money so we could make a girl's dream come true, you know what I mean? If we're gonna have to call them women, it's a little bit easier knowing that they have a vajayjay, right? And we could do it in the sports too, you know what I mean? Maybe we could do one of those things up for Leah Thomas, you know what I mean? I wonder if they'd wanna be a women that much. If they were like that, they'd be committed. If they were willing to lose their ding-dongs in order to compete, you're committed to being a woman. At least maybe they might have an argument there. That's what I think, but apparently women think it's alright because it's happening, and I live in bizarro mondo world where the men aren't even, like, saying to the women, "Hey, women, like, you've been fighting for your rights over men for how long, and they're just about to take your sports, and you guys ain't got nothing to fucking say now." Like, I don't understand it. This is the world, though. This is a real thing. Men are women winning women's sports, like physical sports. Holy shit. That's what I think. I think we should do a GoFundMe for Lee Thomas and Dylan Mulvaney and see if they're really who they say they are. Like, I mean, you can't really wanna be a woman and be attached to your ding dong, you know what I mean? Like, it's gotta be one or the other, but I don't know. To me, it seems like a sick Satanist game, but that's just my opinion, and Christians are allowing it. Everybody's allowing it, regardless of your faith. Like, regardless of your faith, should we be looking after the women? Should we be looking after the children? Like, there's so many things we could do to actually change shit, and nobody gets it. You know what I mean? We had the convoy in Canada, everybody going up to the parliament buildings against the government. Well, we found out what happens there, right? And if you know the story, it all started just because they wanted to talk to Justin Trudeau. And that's where it ended up, filling the streets up just because Justin wanted to be a coward and not talk things out. Like, it didn't have to go the convoy people's way or whatever, you know what I mean? But to be fearful of a conversation with your people and then to call an emergencies act, and it's been proven that, well, it wasn't warranted. And where's the punishment for that? Where's the RCMP saying, "Hey, you did wrong against the Canadian people there, Justin. I think you," but no, no, the little narcissist Justin, all good, telling everybody he never forced anything on anybody. There's these videos where he says that. But then he doesn't even remember the videos where he's like, "Hey, stop doing this. You're a fascist. You're a this and that." Oh, it was nasty, old Justin. But when forced with a question, never forced anybody. And that's the thing, like, you guys are all gung ho over there about fucking Ukraine's democracy, but when your neighbor's democracy gets fucking demolished, where the fuck was America? Nowhere to be seen. Um, shows I seen a thing where the Biden-Harris group were working with Justin on that. You know what I mean? Making sure the American people were sleepy enough to notice that their neighbors' rights were totally being fucking violated against them so that maybe they'd never notice when it came knocking on their fucking door. But who knows? Have you guys looked into this Mpox thing? The WHO's getting together to see if it should be a worldwide problem or like, come on. And we know that they're working on the treaty and fucking we think United Nations is a good thing. I don't think it is. You know what I mean? Even Donald tried saying, "Hey, this is kinda I don't know, this." Like, no one else was paying money, you guys were all paying for it. Like, even my country was like but, hey, I can't even talk you guys into helping out the children. I can't even get you to prove to me where they didn't poison the world. I think they did that, you know what I mean? I think there's evidence. I think if we got Peter Hotez and, RFK to actually debate, like, science should never be afraid of politics, you know what I mean? Like, you think Hotez would be like a genius and be able to outwit RFK, but no, the American people are okay with Hotez going, "No, that's a big joke. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm better than him. You guys have to listen to me. I don't have to explain myself because you are fucking dumb. And you'll do as I say because I'm science. And you guys weren't smart enough to pick on the old Fauchmeister and, well, you guys are spending all your money protecting them rather than fucking getting to finding out what he was involved with this thing and maybe get him behind bars. You know what I mean? I repeat myself with the same shit over again. It's fucking quite redundant. I'd like to talk about the whole spiritual journey thing because I don't know what's her name, Pamela Jan or something like that. I like that. She says things, asks questions, points out where I fucking make mistakes. Pointed out the whole Creek Squad thing to me. Can't just lump a couple people in with a whole group, you know what I mean? That's what I mean when Kanye was going after and he was saying the whole three-letter J word, and I was just like, "Why don't you just fucking say their names?" It's not a whole group of people. It's fucking a few people that are part of a fucking say they're part of a group, but maybe they got their own special group. What's his name? Ari Emanuel. Like, if you guys don't know that that jerk off is part of fucking something sinister, I don't know what to tell you. He's fucking quite a little narcissistic. But then again, these guys are running the fucking world. You know what I mean? Dana White's got the UFC with him. And you guys would rather see your football teams win the championship than fucking make sure you fucking had a good future for your children so there were future football games. But hey, who knows? Maybe it's all rigged. Jim Brewer says a lot of your favorite athletes, a lot of your favorite actresses and musicians just aren't who you think they are behind the scenes. You know what I mean? It's funny that a man like him can come out and say, I don't really think that that's the same Dave Chappelle that I used to work with. Things kinda changed and demeanors and shit like that. Like, that's real. Go check it out. Jim Brewer. He's kind of awake. He's trying to help people, show them like, "Hey, we need to start asking questions. We need to" like, it'd be so easy. Have a convoy at the CBC. "Hey, CBC, we just want the right news. And if you're lying to us, either way, like, give it to us straight. But if we find out you're lying, you're going to jail for treason." You know what happens to treasonous people, right? When you manipulate the world with your false information, there's gonna be a price to be paid, not just here, but when you pass away. I don't think you go to heaven. You know what I mean? This lying thing, it's just got so out of hand in the world. Like, I think we need to get back to the basics. Like, people need to go back and watch Pinocchio. How do you become a real boy? Stop your fucking lying. Maybe that's the way to have it. Stop your lying, find out who you are, be a real boy, and don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. Do what you think is right. And if you're not trying to hurt anybody, what are you doing wrong? But hey, I definitely found out what happens when you try and do the right things. And no one wants to talk to you about it. It's the fucking weirdest shit. Hey guys, I can show you how they drive you mental. When they let the people who convince you to kill yourself get you locked up in the hospital. I don't know, like, you would think things that the doctor told me I was dealing with a narcissist. I told him it was my boss from work. You would think information coming from work would be null and void. You know what I mean? But it just doesn't go like that. It's all sorts of silly in the world that you guys want me to live in. But hey, what do I know? They're not trying to fuck people's mental health over, are they? You know what I mean? Get them all built up. Make sure they never understand what the fuck's going on. Spiritual awakening. Well, fuck, we gotta rid you off the fucking streets, Mr. Smith, for violence and suicide, and we'll give you zero evidence so it'll spin in your head, wondering why the fuck you're in here all the time because we don't have to tell you. You're mental. You better accept it. Hey, doc, is this a lie? Well, yes, it is, Carl. Well, if that person would lie about you, would they lie about me? Are you being bamboozled? Like, I don't know. Who knows? For all I know, this is all a big setup. Like, you couldn't fuck, I almost you'd have to have a pretty good imagination to come up with the stories that I got. But lo and behold, I think I've got receipts for every like, wouldn't it be basic just to say, "Hey, there's records of Carl being in here 5 times for violence and suicide. Can you please provide the evidence?" Like, you guys don't understand how far they took this. Conservatorship or whatever the fuck it is. You can't make the decisions on what drugs you take, what kind of life you lead. You're not even allowed to fucking use your money, everything. Fucking gone. All because I said I think I'm having a spiritual awakening. I'd like to talk to somebody. Some weird shit's going on, but nobody will talk to me. And the more they won't talk to me and they push me away, the more it gets fucked up in my head. But I don't know. It's a Carl Jung thing. I'm trying to tell you guys. Hey, it's a spiritual, it's a mystic. It's a mystic mental adventure to show the humanoids who they are. Like, we're in a bad situation. If there's any good ones out there, We share. Let's come together. Let's show these dorks who don't know they should protect their children to at least protect their children. If you guys don't want to get with God, at least maybe there's a chance for your children in the future. Maybe we can start teaching people that the truth is important. Bad things happen if we're not in the truth. You know what I mean? If we just lie or we live in a lie or we want to think that hey, the WEF's real and there's nothing's gonna happen and I don't need to do anything. And everything's gonna be all right for my children. Like people, for real. Like there's men and women's sports, and I can't for the life of me think how we got here. Like the whole world's twisted, man. It's like everybody's out for themselves. Women will actually make up stories about being abused so they can get money, and fucking men will actually drug women so they can get what they want. Like men don't want relationships with any women anymore because they know they're just gold diggers, and so they're just gonna nail as many women as they can. It's a whole vicious cycle. They got us acting like fucking retards out in the world. Like I look at what we're watching. Like Kesha might be an industry plant. I'm just saying. Like the ridiculousness that we fucking pay attention to. It's crazy. Katy Perry might be playing for the devil. I don't. She's into some weird shit. To each their own, though. But I just, who would be dumb enough to sell their soul to the devil? I have a hard time coming to any sort of. I mean, I don't care. If you come to me with a contract and you say it's from the devil and or even from yourself, and you say I have to give up my soul, I can't give up my soul. It belongs to God. But anyways, I'm not signing it. Like, like there's a reason it's there. What's the reason? Why would somebody want your soul? Seems like a bad game to play. But the thing is, they feel like they have no other choice. You have to fucking You have to do it or you'll never get your dreams to come true. Because the people at the top who let you into the show have to make sure you're part of the show first. Who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe there are some good ones out there. Maybe there are. Like I told you guys, I don't know. I think Sean Penn is a CIA operative and he's bad news. He's bad news. That acting he did with Zelensky, it was terrible. It was so bad. Giving him his Emmy or whatever the fuck award it was he got. He's good in the movies, but in real life, Sean Penn's a shitty actor. You know what I mean? But hey, I say maybe him and Madonna's marriage was arranged. Couple CIA operatives. Who knows? That's the thing. We don't know if this shit's true. That's why I want to find out. Like, who is the devil and who does work for him? Because they're a bunch of fucking morons. Really. Like, isn't there anybody out there that wants to talk about God? Do you guys think maybe he's an alien? We were made in his image. Do you guys not think about this shit? I do constantly, constantly. Like we were like he could be an alien. We just don't know. Would we accept it? I'm quite sure he'd be able to show us some magical things. He'd show us his heart. He wouldn't be a big meanie like everybody says he is, but I think the problem is he's misunderstood. I think you have to show him love back. And when I don't think he's a big fan of pronouns. If you think you can be a pronoun, I'm just taking guesses. I'm just thinking he's disappointed. You know what I mean? That's like this Aniko singer. She sings these really cool, like, spiritual songs and stuff like that. They are good. She is good, but you would think someone who would sing like that would be more of a humanist. But no, she wants they thems in her algorithm, she says. She wants that kind of community and black people in her algorithm instead of humans. Maybe she's an industry plant, who knows? Sings like she's kinda like Upchurch, sings about the right things, but maybe just doesn't live that way. I don't know. I'm not saying that her lifestyle's wrong. I'm just saying, like, I'm sure God doesn't want men competing in women's sports, and I don't think he agrees with all this men can be women and this pronoun stuff. I think he wants to keep things simple, you know what I mean? Like, I honestly think, like, what's inside of us has no gender, you know what I mean? But you have to use science in the material world and evidence that biologically, so we are what we are, what we're born into, and I honestly do feel bad if they're confused people are confused and don't feel comfortable in their body. That must be a horrible feeling, and I feel bad for anybody, and maybe we could talk to those people and find out why they feel that way instead of just saying, "Hey," like, adults, whatever. The children, maybe we could work with them and find out why they feel that way, and maybe they change their mind and they get comfortable in their bodies and they can provide grandchildren, and who knows? Just because you think something today doesn't mean you're gonna think it tomorrow, you know what I mean? Sometimes you see another side to the story and, well, you see a different truth. I don't know why I look at this thing and I see the counter as 0 all the time, and it bothers me. And it bothers me that no one will come in the chat when there are people in here. Unless they have really stupid shit to say, but you guys are all gonna drown. You're gonna drown because you listen to men. That's why I say don't listen to me. Go listen to the men that I'm telling you are coming for you, because 'cause they'll tell you. And they lie about a whole bunch of shit too. They're all twisted and play little games and put on faces. When we just wake up? When are we just can't be honest with ourselves? Why can't we just go to our military and say, "Hey, fuck, like, Iraq wasn't good. There's no weapons of mass destruction. Maybe we shouldn't fight for the retards anymore. Maybe we should take a fucking." That's the thing. You're supposed to support people like AD and Triple T, and I can't. They just don't have my respect. I don't give a fuck. If you can know what you did was wrong and you're still okay with it, that makes you just as guilty as the people who fucking boondoggled you into doing it. Makes you a bigger piece of shit when you would still promote it and tell people to fucking join it. When do we not get it? They fucking poisoned us for fuck's sakes. Can we not wake up and at least ask the fucking question? But we can't. We're all fucking censored all the time. Funny how that was simulated before it fucking happened, eh? It's like, holy shit. I'm living in this fucking thing that fucking knows. Maybe I'm dead. Maybe this is my hell. I had to live in a world filled with fucking ignorance and stupidity and never have anybody to talk to. I don't fucking know. I just don't know. I just hey, my story's not that crazy just because I say I'm chosen. A lot of crazy shit happened, but a lot of it's fucking provable. Like, I'm not Rocco. I'm not coming to the fucking game without pieces. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fucking like the worst thing you could do. This is the thing, the whole up church thing. The thing that pisses me off most is he says he works for Jesus and then he fucking doesn't. And that pisses me off. And I like to believe people. He's just a pussy that fucking if I'm chosen, well, it doesn't matter. Like I know God knows. He of church knows that he fucked with me in my comments. He knows that his fucking people have been fucking coming after me. Made up shit. So when I tell my story about how he's a pussy and he's not this big fucking hoo-dah, roo-dah, I'm here for the fucking people guy that he says he is. He's here for his brand. And a brand is what they want you to see. And well, unfortunately, if you're going to be a leader in the new world, it's not about what you want people to see. About your authenticity. And well, that's what Upchurch tells you guys to be authentic, but he's not authentic himself. When someone like, I don't get it. The videos that he fucking put comments in, how you can just fucking willy nilly throw shit out there like that. Yeah, let's talk one on one. Like this fucking, I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, where's my girlfriend Joe at? I miss your wife so much, Carl. Little leg day. Does that make you feel good, bud? Are you supposed to affect me and make me upset? What is it you have to offer my wife? Bud? What are you gonna offer her? Hey, if I'm chosen, maybe she's on the market for you. Who knows? Do you think she'd fucking go for you? Huh? Uh-huh. Well, maybe I come to the realization that I'm crazy, but I'm not chosen. And is she gonna pick you, bud? What are you bringing to the table? Huh? You don't have a soul. That doesn't matter to her. She'd rather you don't have one anyways. She'd be able to control a little fucking shit turd like you, no problem. Hey, little like that. Do you think you believe there's hell? Do you believe that your actions get you to heaven? Like, I know you can think whatever you want, but just think if there is hell, bud, you might get stuck with Marty, side by side with Marty for eternity, just tormenting each other. Right. How would you think that look like, Dave? Would that be a hell for you? Who knows what hell is? Don't you don't just thinking you and Marty together. That'd be a sitcom and a half. Maybe we can sit back in heaven and watch you two fart faces go at it one another. Hey, who's the biggest tool bag, Marty or leg day? You like running around telling people you're going to steal their wives. You ever accomplished it? You like to talk a lot of shit like that, but you never really can pull through, do you? Get with Jesus, bud. Get with the truth. You should fix yourself. Go over to Uncle Will. Is that why Uncle Will likes you? Do you fall for his tricks? Do you wear ladies' panties? Is that why he talks to you all the time and doesn't want to talk to me? Is that what the issue is, bud? You into lady panties and Uncle Will? Hey, like that. Should you come over here thinking, well, I want to feel better about myself? I'll go put Carl down and tell him I want his wife. See how that goes for me. Dude, I'm chosen from God. You can't do nothing to whatever you want, buddy. You can come beat me up too. You can come beat me with your wooden leg or whatever the fuck it is you got. You're only hurting yourself, sweetheart. And I don't want you to hurt yourself. I don't want you to go to heaven. I think you're a big old dipshit and you got a lot of work to do on yourself, but hey, anything's happened. Anything can happen. If you put everything you got into it like that, you gotta want her, bud. You gotta be like, I want to be a better person. And maybe I should start with, well, I don't know. You seem pretty selfish. You don't seem to probably want to be there for the children, but hey, bud, you could have a better world like that. You could. You know what I mean? We could all have a better world. Brand new system, bud. We can start all over. You know how the WEF wants to reset everything? Bud, we could reset everything without them. Them in jail. You know what I mean? How would you like that? Like that? You could sit there and laugh at people all day. We'll have all these elites, these people that laugh at you because you're such a jackass. They're like little leg day. He's out there promoting all that hate like we like. We love little leg day. What a little jackass. They don't even respect you because you don't respect yourself. They laugh at you like they're like, look at that little troglodyte doing our work. Hey Jen, you don't know why they don't look into the WEF. I don't get it. You fucking don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't. Hey, we in this world, we accept men into the women's change rooms. Yeah, Jen. The thing is, Jen, I tell them, I go watch their videos. They will tell you. Like, and then you go and you listen and how other people can pick up what they're actually saying. It's fucking nasty. Like, I can show you what Noah Harari is saying. It sounds nice sometimes, but it's really not. It's about all this bullshit that's going on right now about letting men into women's change rooms, how we all got to be nice and tolerable of each other, and we just all got to get along and just accept stupid shit when it happens. Just fucking. I know they want us to eat bugs, and that's the thing nobody gets. And nobody gets it. Like, have you ever seen Klaus Schwab in his little outfits? Like, he's King Dorkman out there. They really think they're something. This is the thing that pisses me off. It's little leg day gives them power. They have no power. If we could just ask them questions, you know what I mean? Like, why? Why do you think you need to own everything while we own nothing? What makes you so fucking special? And did you get any of your father's traits? We know he was a Yahtzee player. And so was Christy Freeland's grandfather. Oh, I'm a poor man child, eh? No, no, unfortunately, like that, you could never be not even well, I was gonna say I gotta watch what I say around you, eh, bud? I don't wanna have it seem like hate, you know what I mean? But, hey, bud, could you go out there like, if you were a true believer in God, you'd have to go out and tell people to believe in God. It's for their best interest, you know what I mean? And we should be trying to help the children if there is a problem for the children, like, that you get that. Like, I don't think you comprehend it. Like, every fucking day, children and women and men are trafficked against their will. Imagine this. Imagine this in your mind, 'cause I know you can't step outside of yourself, but I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine that you're trapped with Marty, and you're all chained up, and you're naked, and Marty can do anything he wants to you. How would you live with that, bud? Huh? How would you live? People have to live with that. Having fucking gross fucks forced upon them, and you don't care that it happens every fucking day, all the time, constantly. These sick fucking Satanist fucks that are ruling our world go to little islands and participate in bullshit, and your FBI fucking hides it, and you don't fucking care, bud. You got any siblings? You got any kids? Huh? When's fentanyl gonna be a problem for you? When somebody you know dies from it? Some child that all he wanted to do was fucking try some weed and they fucking lost their life because somebody laced their shit with something, or some fucking kid dies because they got into their fucking parents' stuff, or these people are coming over the like, you're always looking for a good fight there, like, they shouldn't you be fighting to get your fucking borders closed? Like, these are not good people coming over, but they will fuck you up. These men are not fucking around, dude. They will fuck your shit up. You think you're a tough guy. You ain't fucking nothing, bud. They ain't afraid to die, bud. They think they get a million fucking virgins if they fucking take you out. Right. I don't know. Am I lying, little like that? Well, I think the most important thing, I know I talked about all this stuff, but I think the most important thing is God, because I think shit's coming to an ending. And I'm serious, because I could put a whole string of shit for you together, but I still trying to figure it all out. Like, this is real shit. It's not make believe stuff that I fucking came up with. Like, when I say they think there's aliens, it's because, well, the defense minister in Canada talked about a galactic federation of aliens in interviews and in your Senate. Now, no one asked him if he was mentally ill. No one ever came out and said he was mentally ill. That's the thing, Jen. That's what I'm worried about. I don't, is God in control? Or are we in control? God's just in control of the final event, or is it already mapped out for us? Is the future already made, or do we get to make it? He gave us free will. I don't have the answers. But that's the thing. Like, if we actually took control and we fucking got rid of these evil twatwads and took a look at what was under the Vatican and all these other fucking religions, and we could fucking figure out where we came from, maybe. Maybe, like, these idiots probably have all the information that we need. You know what I mean? I honestly, like, I might be wrong, but when I do my research, it seems like there's a bad batch of bloodlines out there. Now, I don't know, like, is there reincarnation? Is there a secret that they know, or are they like, I don't, but there's a bad batch of fucking dipshits out there with some really dirty bloodlines, and they don't want to give up control because for some reason they hate us. And I don't think it ever had to be that way. That's the thing. I think they chose it. Like they say, the fallen angels and stuff like that. Like if you go, I was in like a look. Oh, this is where I get all confused. I don't know in the Bible, like what I should say. That's the thing. Always have an open mind. But here, where was it? There's some great stuff in this thing. Like in this part, before you actually get to the Bible, like where it has these little things. I think it's right there. Uh, well, that's the thing. We seem to drive it through their heads. Hey, wakey, wakey, people, it's your children. Like, don't you? Hey, we're not saying we have the truth, but maybe you might want to ask questions. So we'll try and save the children. So there was probably children on Epstein Island. So the best way to find out who the dickheads are who are fucking running this world are on that list. Because we're not getting the tapes from the FBI until we can show the world the people on the list, and then maybe we can convince the world that the FBI is owned by the people who were at Epstein Island. I'm trying to keep up the good fight. Oh, where is that? This one. Yeah, because this is like about saints, and then it gives you foundational scriptures, and then it gives you, it says, the reason there was no redemption for the devil and the demons is that there was no tempter to tempt them. They did it all on their own. They made these decisions all on their own. There was no one to tempt them. Does that mean Satan might not even exist? Since these fucking bloodlines making shit up. Who knows? They fell by their own choice. Man is a spirit. He has a soul, and he lives in a body. That sounds like the religious book that what's his name? Oh, Bob Lazar was talking about. These are just canisters. Canisters. This is what matters. Demon possession in the spirit, soul, and body. An evil spirit can enter the soul or mental part. Satan has entered everybody's brains. They don't know enough to stand up and say, hey, we don't like this for our children. You guys should start answering our questions. Or into the physical part of a man and not even touch his spirit. Like there's so much good stuff in here. Like it tells you want to be with Jesus. You gotta truth. 333 times. Truth. And that, well, I think every man with has a piece of Satan in him. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. It's taming that little wild bitch inside of you. But in order to tame them, you gotta learn how to control them. And that's the hard part. If you wanna learn how to control them, you can't fear him. He likes to make you feel comfortable. That's the problem. That's why I hate doing these fucking videos and they make me feel uncomfortable as fuck. But I push through for God. I'm like, bring me some good fucking zingers tonight, God. So I got some good questions to answer. Or I can show little leg day what a fucking useless little troglodyte he is and turn him into a man so he wants to fight for the future of his fucking world, let alone country. I know that's the thing. Chen, I'm telling you, I don't make things up. Christ consciousness is not what all these people are telling me it is. It's a nightmare. It's a complete nightmare. All you can think about is this shit. You can't sleep at night. You can't. You can't do anything. You know how much shit people are going through. Because I tell myself, if I'm going through this shit, other people are going through it. When I say they stole a fucking baby and I can prove it, I'm not lying. They went to court today. We thought we'd get the baby back, but no. Turns out one of the lawyers didn't show up. And found out today by asking questions that, well, they set my son up because I asked my wife, I said, because now they're saying that they want my son to have the baby, right? But now the mother's got problems with my son wanting the baby because, well, I don't know. I'll say what I know. She abandoned the baby, and that's how we got in this mess. And past practices, she abandons babies. So, anyways, so I asked my wife, I said, so they took the child from us, from my son that's never had anything to do with because the baby originally came like after she abandoned the baby came here for like a weekend. And so I asked my wife, I said, how are they giving back the baby back? They've never been to her house. They've never inspected her house. What right did they have to take the baby out of her house? Like, what was it a bad situation or I don't understand. So no, basically my wife proceeds to tell me that because it's a different township, they weren't even allowed to come here. That's why they set my son up. Called him and said the baby had a doctor's appointment and that he needed to bring him to Woodstock or wherever it was that they wanted to fucking steal his baby when they're the ones that originally gave it to him. Like it's all fucked up. This sideshow they got going on, it's all fucking money. It's to make them money and take it away from us. It's a fucking game. It's a game with human lives. Oh, it's we're a kin family, Jen. We have a child that currently lives with us, but they took away my son's blood child for no reason. There's no reason. Okay. Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed, wanted to play a heavy, you know what I mean? It's a thing. People with power, you know what I mean? And especially a woman, when she doesn't like a man sometimes, she'll do whatever the fuck she can to fuck him over. You know what I mean? It's just like a man will do the same thing to a woman. I'm just saying in this case, and having to be a woman who for some reason particularly didn't like my son, but didn't do anything in order to lose his child because there's no record of him doing anything. But like it's total theft of a baby. And no one gets it. I'm like, There's no one to go to. You can't go to the police. You look like a joke. But yet again, it is a stolen baby. There's there's nowhere to go. Who do you get a hold of? Your prime minister? Do you get a hold of your premier of your fucking province that you think is a big fucking joke? This guy's got money coming out the wazoo, but he's just a public fucking it's all sorts of weird. It's all sorts of weird with this shit turd. Tells me and my family we need to get vaccinated, but his doesn't. It's the weirdest shit. I mean, this is the shit we fall for. Yeah, CPS stole the baby. That's what I mean. It's all a joke. That's why I say I can show you the mental system. It's all fucking broken here. It's all sorts of twisted. The police, wow, what I could show. That's the thing. Like I've been saying the whole time. Every time somebody goes to fuck me over, I'm like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm pretty sure about this chosen thing. Sooner or later, I'm gonna be able to tell my story. And a lot of people look foolish because they just didn't want to listen. Because when I tell the story, it totally makes sense. But the only thing is I don't know if you've noticed this or not. I can't tell a story on my own. I have to be guided back because I like to sometimes, like when I get a thought in my head, I kind of get it out. I'm lost daughter. No, I never heard of Megan Wolf's story. Might look into it. But that's the thing, you hear these stories about CPS and you don't believe them, right? Because like I said, we have the other side of the equation too. We see where somebody's just not willing to step up and be a fucking like if someone can't show up for their kid and you got to be the one to say, "Hey, sorry they didn't call," or they're not coming like they said they were, or it's pretty hard. And to see a woman pick a man over a child is fucking pretty disturbing to me. But hey, a year ago, that's the thing. Like that's why I always hammer on the children thing. I think that's what might wake people up someday. You know what I mean? Let's use the children against them for once. You know what I mean? Whenever they wanna promote something, they always use the children. "Hey, we need to do this for the children's benefit. We need to censor this to benefit the children," or, "Hey, this place attacked this place, and they went right after the children." Yeah, I will try and take a look at that. John Walsh. Yes, sir, I'll write it down. Oh, America's Most Wanted host. Yeah, okay. That name did sound familiar, but I wasn't sure. Maybe I should go, or maybe I can talk some music or something. Like, Jen, do you watch Candace Owens? You can get a lot of information from her too. The thing that I like about her is people that oppose her, she wants to debate them. It's kind of the way you should be. You should always be sitting there ready and eager to take questions and have a debate. It's the only way you can learn things, you know what I mean? Through conversations. We don't have those anymore. Everybody's right. Everybody's right until they're wrong. That's why the key to spirituality is knowing that you know fuck all, but not letting anybody take away what you think you know, unless they give you facts and evidence. Everything's got to be based in truth, or at least as close as you can get. I don't think any of us ever know the truth, but I do find that interesting that if we did come together as the world, we could find out where we came from and maybe find out who God is, and maybe we could act better and change things. So maybe it's not the end of the world. Maybe it's a new beginning and nobody has to go to hell. But I don't know. I don't see that. I see too many people being thick-headed and not. They love the hate too much. You can't even pick up on the simplest things. Like I was talking about Candace, and I was getting what Kanye was laying down way back then. Like right down to the point where he was talking about Harvey Pasternak. You can watch my videos. I was screaming about it. I'm like, Harvey Pasternak is a fucking government agent. This guy worked. He's Kanye's workout guy, and I got more information too from Candace when I watched. Because here's the thing, Kanye went into the hospital for exhaustion, right? That means they got Kanye to sign himself in to admit that he had a problem. And that's where I fucked up too. Then they can twist and do whatever the fuck they want to you. But anyways, you should check in the Harvey Pasternak thing. When should a workout guy be threatening your mental health? Telling you you're going to be on pills all whacked out. You won't even know who your children are. Like those were serious threats. And if you know Harvey Pasternak's background, which is true, worked for the Canadian government, mind control drugs. Imagine that. Like, why isn't Harvey Pasternak in jail? He's been linked to some people that have, well, are no longer with us. Some actresses and some musicians. He just happens to be in the fray. And maybe Harvey's still dingling and dangling in those mind control drugs. You know what I mean? Just saying. Maybe we could have my Canadian RCMP take a look into them. But hey, the whole world's a shit show. Most of it's on drugs because they want to escape the reality that we're in. Nobody wants to face it. There's no sense in getting any better because there's no fucking hope. Like, I'm sorry. Jen, I'm telling you, this is all an illusion. Everything they're doing is a fucking illusion. They're making us think things that aren't real. They're making us think that our money ain't worth fucking when it's what we say it's worth. There's no economic problem. We have everything we need to sustain ourselves. If we don't get it, it's just because like people are telling us shit's going right everywhere. Oh, we have everything we need. Like we're just not using it properly because a bunch of buffoons got us running around in 12 different circles. That's the world today. That's what I think. I think it's all an illusion that just George Soros, you know who he is? He's the one that owns most of the dick attorneys who are Not so tough on crime, but tough on Trump. That's the thing. I'd love to find out if Trump's a good guy or a bad guy. Like, it's starting to bug me. Maybe one of these days, Jen, I'll tell you my whole thoughts on Trump. My whole it's been a whirlwind with Trump. I hated him at the start. Then I was loving him for a bit, and now I'm like, he says some suspect things. And like I said, never trust a man. Just because you think something doesn't make it true. Ask the fuck questions. Don't sit back and think everything's gonna work out. Well, I'll tell you, John. Kamala Harris. I hope you're not down with Kamala because I don't like people. Got to see what's going on there. Like we got to admit, if Joe isn't responsible for paperwork, he shouldn't be the president anymore. But before the storm in 2016, here's if you watch his body language around people, he seems authentic. Do you know what I mean? He gets called a racist, but I've never heard anything racist. But I've heard Joe Biden say racist things. That was the whole thing. Like I've never heard Trump say racist things. I mean, he seems to handle himself well around children. Like you gotta admit, Biden sniffing children. Like I guess he sniffs everybody, but well, when you know about his daughter's diary, like that diary's real. Someone's being sued over that diary. It's real. Like it says shit about Joe that. But this is the thing. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about the sick fucks who have fucking ruled your country. Like it doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to figure out Bill Clinton is probably a fucking dirty fuck. Like Kevin Spacey ratted on him. Hey, I was on a plane. They had young girls with Clinton. Like, this is a recent interview. Go look it up. Kevin Spacey. And nobody bats an eye. He just admitted he's seen Clinton with young girls on Epstein's plane. All because he was fumbling trying to get himself out of being hooked up with Epstein. He was so busy trying to convince everybody he didn't know who Epstein was that he sold Clinton out and nobody picked up on it. Or should have. The FBI should have been so far up his ass saying you saw him with young girls on Epstein's plane, but no. They probably got a million fucking videotapes of old fucking Bill with fucking it's bad that we have to live in this world where you have to fucking think that this shit's going on. It's terrible. And then nobody wants to fucking like I can actually have people tell me that they know it's real and not want to do anything. Little me frustrates me to no end. But then again, I get it. Like, fuck, I'm out here saying I'm chosen by God. You got Rocco out there saying he's fucking SSP. You got fucking this ding dong, Michael Della Rosa telling everybody get ready. The solar waves coming and we're gonna ascend. And we never had to work for it. He just picked us. We don't have to, no fear, people, but just avoid what the fuck's going on over here. The real enemy, you know what I mean? I wonder if people like Micah De La Rocha maybe are federal agents too, out there just to mind fuck people. Like Kenneth Copeland. Like, this is what I maybe it's because I can't see myself fall. But then again, I did fall for it. Like, I used to think the government was there for us, so I guess I can see how you can fall for a cult. But Kenneth Copeland, oh my goodness. Oh my god, if you're into Jesus and you're watching that guy parade around talking about his Bentleys and his watches, and you know he's just living the good life and he's not going out of his way to help anybody. Casey is a good guy. Casey is not a good guy. Who's Casey? Oh, Kenneth Copeland. No, no, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's in trouble, I think, Jen. I think he's in big trouble. And like, I don't get it. This is what I don't understand. How could you preach of a God that you say is a loving God, but he will cast judgment? I don't even think he does. I think that's how loving he is. I think we have to tell ourselves our own story backwards, you know what I mean? And and we can't lie to ourselves, and we're forced to make our own judgments. You can't if you don't have truth, I don't think you get to heaven. You got no keys. It's just a big old lock. If you don't have some sort of truth or you wanted the truth or the truth is if we don't fight for our children, if you don't fight for your children and the future of your children, if there's a problem, she doesn't get no keys. No keys, I don't think. I think that's the truth. I think if you're a coward, you get nothing. You get nothing. I think all of it's a fucking like Hillsong or whatever. Like this is what I mean, Jen. This is what I think we could do. We could make these people who tell us they're so good and ask them to be good. Like I said, we could tweet Justin Bieber. We could get a whole group, make it notable so we got it, so we could get it on. So Candace was talking about it and saying, "Hey, we need to put an end to Bieber or not Bieber, Diddy walking around on the streets. We need to know if Justin Bieber can come forward and just tell the truth on Diddy. You know what I mean? You can't like fuck. If you're gonna stay a victim to fucking people like that, uh, we have to be with God. And with you, when you're with God, you will do the right things. You'll stand up for yourself. You won't be a victim, and you won't allow others to be a victim. You'll try and help build them up, bring them up, and let these Joel Osteen, these feel good Jesus guys, they're in trouble. Satan comes in a nice package. See, it sucks. Look at the way I look. Look at the way I talk. And I gotta say, I think I'm a prophet of God. And that's all I want is the best for people on that. If you're following any man, you're in big trouble. And that includes me. We need to look after ourselves. We need to be with Jesus ourselves. We need to figure out for ourselves what's going on around us and inside of us. Yeah, Jen, I'm not too much into religion. Do you think when Jesus was here, do you think he thought, hey, I'm gonna leave my mark. I want this movement named after me. I want Christianity. when all he ever said is, "Believe in me." You want the Father, and in order to get the Father, you gotta go through me. You gotta believe in me, the truth, and I think that's what it is. He symbolizes the truth, is the way. He wanted us to know our own power and that we aren't slaves, which is one of the things the Bible tells you, "Be a good little slave and do as your master says." I don't think so. That's why it's all confusing, and when you know King James was a part of it, you're just like, King James is like and Christians hold their Bibles up. I got the King James. It's like King James was not a good dude and probably should have had nothing to do with Christianity. I think that's what it's supposed to be, Jed. We're supposed to follow Jesus, not the book. They, God says, follow the word. The word is not the Bible. It says right in the Bible, Jesus is the word of God. What's the word? I think it's truth. He was gay. Imagine a gay guy telling you not to be homosexual. I heard they changed that verse. There's the one verse, do not lay with men. I think I heard it was originally do not lay with child, but I don't know. Like I do think homosexuality is kind of natural, but I never had to live that way or think that way. And I just rather try and bring people to God and they can decide, they can have that relationship and decide for themselves. Does God allow it? If they say so, then they say so. You can't tell people whether they have Jesus or not. That's why I feel bad saying, hey, and that's why I always give reasons. Hey, do you believe in hell? Wade, do you believe in hell? Like, if you do, you got to know that lying is not a good thing. It should be out of the question for you. Now, you've been lying on me, Wade, and well, we know it, and you run from even having a conversation about it. Would you want to end up in hell over something so fucking stupid? Don't want to answer. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah, it's that's what I mean. I'm so tortured over the Bible. I that's good, Jen. I can't either. Why would you stand with a liar? Like, that's what I mean. I would rather stand with my worst enemy in the truth than with my best friend in a lie. Because that's not really my best friend if he wants me to lay in his lie with him. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. But oh, I'm glad you're on my channel, Jen. It's nice to talk to somebody that just wants to have a conversation. I mean, I'll answer anything you got. I'm not afraid I'm not gonna run away or call you name. Well, I might call you names, but I'll always have conversation. I won't say bad things unless people say stupid things to me, you know what I mean? And I don't like being mean, so I felt bad about telling Stardust to fuck off the other day, but I can only handle it for so long. Like I always look for the worst case scenario and cover all my bases, you know what I mean? If it's the end of the world, then when you want to take as many souls to heaven as you can. I mean, I can't take souls to heaven. I don't want to sound arrogant or ignorant. But when you want to try and lead people to God, or at least to do the right things, regardless of their religion or race or whatever. Because here's the deal, I believe in all the native stuff too. I honestly do. I believe they were celebrating God. I think they were doing it right. They think they knew honor and truth and fucking being a man, and they knew fucking women had a fucking place in society too, and everybody was just important as the other. We all had our purposes, you know what I mean? But their fucking culture got ripped away from them. I wonder why. You know what I mean? That's the thing. The natives want to blame it on Christianity, but it wasn't Christianity. It wasn't Christ. Christ didn't do it. It was fucking people who didn't actually follow Christ. Who said they knew the name of God? They never did. It's the name of the devil. God never wants us to hurt one another, but that's the thing, John. We shouldn't be scared to ask questions, and everybody is. It's simple. It should be really easy. Like, I don't know, are you American or Canadian? Like, I'm serious. Our deputy prime minister is one of the heads up. That's from Alabama. I've never been there. Been around the States quite a bit, but I've never been to Alabama. Maybe one of these days. What was I gonna say? Yeah, my deputy prime minister is linked with the WEF. Our tax money goes to the WEF. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, all you have to do as a Canadian citizen is go watch Klaus Schwab. I'll find the video. I'll make a video on it, Jen. Klaus Schwab says that he's penetrated three-quarters of my cabinet. Yeah, he's penetrated Justin too. He's very proud of his young global leaders, his new young global leaders, such as Justin Trudeau and Macaroni Head there in France. Like, this is the thing. I can't believe the world isn't asking the question. Is Marcone's wife a fucking man? Like, they're deceiving the whole fucking world. It's this WEF agenda. Like, this man fucking had Marcone at the age of 15. 15. That's fucking child rape. 15. Maybe they have different rules in France. I don't know. Like, it's all sorts of fucked up. And then you gotta ask yourself all these rumors about Michael and Michelle, and you gotta go, well, Joan Rivers did say that Michelle was a tranny. And where'd Rivers end up? Oh, a botched everyday surgery, eh? Oh, fuck. Oh, it seems weird in Hollywood, but then again, they're questioning Chandler's death now too, eh, from Friends. Did you see that? That's the thing. It's all isn't it bad that we live in a world where you actually it could possibly be that Michelle Obama is Michael? Like, this is the world that we live in because Obama's got everybody wondering what the fuck's going on. He's throwing shit all over. Like, I do honestly think he's part of the operation going on. He's part of the slime bags running the world. But can you imagine that? A non-American gets to be president and fucking destroys it too. That's the thing, like, What fucking hoodoo voodoo are they got on people? I don't get it. How do we like, this is like, Trump brings up a lot of real shit. This is why it gets me questioning. Like, is he on the good side of things? Is he not? Like, he brought that up a long time ago. Hey, I'll give $1 million to any charity of Barack Obama's choosing if he just shows his paperwork that he's an American. And I don't know, America, like, no, it's okay, Barack. You don't have to show your paperwork. But then, not too long ago, I seen a press conference where they're like, the paperwork we have for Barack is not legit. We don't know what the fuck's going on here. And ever since we had to do this investigation, I thought it would be an easy one. I thought I could just prove that Barack was an American, and my life has became hell. Hell. Could you imagine that? Your life becomes hell because you're investigating whether or not an ex-president was actually an American. It's weird. See, look at a lot of shit Trump did. A lot of shit people don't realize he did, like with Iran. He had them down to like where they couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? And then the Biden administration comes in and makes a deal. Do you know they traded 6 prisoners for 6 prisoners? Plus, the great minds over in America decided to throw in an extra $6 billion to Iran. No, I can't remember what else it was. They threw in another 10 billion for something else. I don't know. They tried to justify it. I seen it in the Senate, and I was just like, this makes my stomach turn. But hey, there's evidence that, well, I've seen evidence. Maybe it's not a real interview, but this guy says DJ Khaled is fucking a Hamas supporter. Hamas. And they say he hurts children too. But nobody seems to care about the children, right? Maybe DJ Khaled's on that flight list too. Maybe he's just out there still making the best music because, well, no one wants to be a man and actually say something. That'd be some of the things Upchurch could do, you know what I mean? Like, hey, TJ Khaled, I've been watching these videos where guys are saying that you're hurting children. They're smashing records. They don't want anything to do with you. They say you're this. Are you a Hamas supporter? Like the evidence, it's not me saying it. It's someone else. Can we get this cleared up? Maybe you can do like a little rap against DJ Khaled, or is Upchurch not up to the challenge to be legendary like he says he wants to be? Then again, would MGK come to DJ Khaled's rescue? But then again, Floyd Mayweather said, well, just leave Diddy alone. Like these are the fucking retards we idolize. Like they have no sense of. But then again, Floyd can be the woman here or there. Oh, baby. Oh. We love you, Floyd. You're the best ever. Hey, Conor McGregor, we love you. You are a fucking solid individual, bud. Yeah, just keeping the not. You want to punch an old man in the bar because just because you feel like it. Go ahead. John Jones, you want to punch your wife out? We love you, John Jones. You are the best. John Jones did this, John Jones is that. And then after he gets done fighting, do it for Jesus. I mean, I know we're not all perfect and we all learn and we all have to overcome our sins, but every year it seems to be a new thing with John Jones. He's new and improved, and then something else happens. Oh man, these people, you guys idolize. This is the thing. Like, holy crap. The whole shooting, the Trump shooting. Yeah, good church had me, I'd like to tell you one of these days why you had me confused. We were kinda going through the same sort of situations, and I think if people actually heard it, I don't think they would think I was as crazy as I was when they didn't wanna listen to, they didn't wanna talk at all. "Hey, guys, just take a chance, talk with me, let me know where I'm wrong." Like, "Hey, I know this is kinda crazy and it seems insane, but hey." 10 Upchurch comes into my comments on the video where I'm like, "Fuck. Hey, Upchurch, will you give me a fucking platform so I can fucking get on the main program? Because 'Cause I'm really tired." Like, I've been doing this shit forever, ever and ever and ever, and just it gets like, I hate watching. I hate learning anymore. I wanna start learning about God. I'm tired of fucking learning about all the bad shit going on in the world, and the only way to figure out what's going on is to ask the questions, and in order for us to get those questions answered, there has to be enough of them asking the question. But I don't know. You're talking about the shooting, Jen. With you, I don't know what to think there either. Like, I don't know. You should be able to tell there should be some sort of scarring on his ear still, right? You would think, right? I think the person interviewing him next time could take a look at his ear and say, yeah. But you never know. Then there's that guy who called it too. Did you see that? He called it. He's gonna be shot in the ear or something like that. Now he's running around saying there's gonna be fucking all this shit going on, eh? Well, that's the thing. We need to have reliable people to answer our questions for us. Smart people rather than people that, "Oh, we got Donald here. Oh." I mean, but then you got the CBCs and stuff like when they do get the interview, they don't ask the real intelligent questions. They ask fucking stupid shit. They make shit up and they don't actually, uh, yeah, that's I wish we could just go get the truth. We could hold everybody accountable for everything they've ever done. Like, that's what I mean. I'm not invested in Trump. I think certain things. I think he knows certain things. But it's all based on logic, not shit that I made up in my head. It's made up shit. It was made up shit from other people who should not be telling lies. Know what I mean? Government officials. What kind of government official will come out saying, "Hey, the Galactic Federation is out there." You're never crazy if you're asking questions. That's what I think, Jen. It's only crazy if you get the answers and you ignore them. That's when it gets crazy. That's all. And don't take answers just because 'cause they're answers. Make sure they make sense to you, you know what I mean? Don't let try and people pull bullshit off as the truth. That's half the battle. Ask God. That's what I do with God all the time. I question God all the time. Like, they teach you in church, "Don't question God, don't question God." I'm not how's God ever gonna answer you if you don't question him? You know what I mean? That's the thing, like he doesn't really answer back though, but if you pay attention, he does. He uses his little universe. I used to say to myself, "God, why are you putting me through this? Why, 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 why?" Why do I have to go through this mental fucking breakdown every day? Why are you doing this to me? And I come to the realization that I asked for the truth. He's not doing anything to me. He just gave me the ability to actually see what was going on. That's the thing. He didn't do anything to me. He just gave me the ability to see what was going on, and I didn't see it before right in front of my face. And now that you do, oh doozy, the world is in trouble. You can't ask for any more than that, Jed. Always ask, and if you don't wanna be deceived, you won't be deceived. Always be open to the end. That's what I always say, "Give me the truth, whether it hurts me or helps me." You know what I mean? Hey, am I a chosen one? Am I not? Either way, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm doing the right things. I think I'm saying the right things. I'm trying to do the right things. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I want the best for everybody. I truly believe there's a God and that it is worthwhile for us to, well, just be decent human beings. You know what I mean? The Bible's pretty easy if you go over it. It like does say, here's 10 commandments. And then we've got all like Jesus said, "Hey, you guys are asking for a whole lot more than God ever intended, did he not?" Like all this, he even said to that guy, like, I know it's already in the 10 commandments, but he was like, "I'm telling you, just treat everybody as if they were God." You know what I mean? Like treat them as they were yourself. That's why everybody thinks I'm harsh, but I just treat people the way I would want to be treated. If I felt like I was stupid and needed to be like, if I didn't care about my children's future and someone fucking put a videotape right in front of me and said, "This is coming for your children," and and this is them telling you, I would hope that I would wake up and go, "I can't let this happen. I should at least be able to stand up and say no." I think we're on the same page, Jen. That's why I keep saying, don't trust anybody. No. No, man. No, man. Hey, if you end up in a bad place, make sure it's by your choice. It's not the choices that other men gave you, you know what I mean? And if you go your own way and you're asking God for you not to be deceived, listen, I can't see where you can go wrong, right? I, I think that's the whole point of like when you're actually in the truth, that's when you can actually be in love. You know what I mean? Because if you're not in the truth, then it could be fake love. People fake love all the time, all the time. I don't think people really know what love is, but that's just my opinion. I think I'm gonna go to bed. Jen, you have a good night. Everybody else that's on here, have a good night. Yeah, Jen, don't let anybody treat you like shit. Don't let anybody belittle you. Take your power away from you. Good night, Canadian Patriot. That's the thing. They wanna take our power away from us, and they can't. That's why they're running the world, because they have taken everybody's power. Nobody want like, they want us to feel weak. We weren't created to be weak. We were created to connect with one another and make better lives. Could you imagine if we lived where we connected and used our brains together to better humanity, where we'd actually be? Well, just saying, Jen, you'd be misunderstood by men. God's the only one worth having, right? If you don't have God and you follow men and there is a hell, then I don't know. That's just I don't know. When I think about hell, I just that's the thing. I don't even know if it exists. I have no clue. I have no clue. But all I do know is I don't want it because I know what it's like here, and it's a bad situation here, and definitely think the devil runs this place. But anyways, good night, everybody. Hopefully, we see everybody tomorrow, maybe.